I have a quote here. I want to get your thoughts. This is from Alex Hormozi. He says, the quality of your business is directly proportional to the quality of the people you hire, which is directly proportional to your character. I heard someone else recently say that your business is a reflection of your, like, the things you care about, your personality, like the things that spark you. For example, I loved product and I loved working on product. I probably was shy on the sales side and didn't invest nearly as much as I should have there because the product side was more interesting. I think a lot of shop owners understand that with more on the manufacturing side, right? Like love like the physical touch of machinery, building stuff, pumping out goods for customers. And, the sales side, I think we will just do the best that we can just because you're the owner. So you have this natural superpower of closing business. But the problem with that is that as time goes by, those are under investments that we should face more head on and to kind of correct and more round out our personality so that the business has that same effect.
I just keep rereading this over and over and over again.
It's hard.
Oof. Okay. There's two parts of this. The quality of your business is directly proportional to the quality of your people. Let's just isolate that.
Yeah, I think there's so much disagrees there.
I don't think any disagrees. If you have amazing people, you're going to run an amazing business.
Yeah. Part
two, the quality of people you hire is directly proportional to your character. Let that sit for a sec. The quality of people you hire is directly proportional to your character. So if you have a bunch of shitbags working for you, does that mean you're a shitbag?
You heard it here first, people. I think it exaggerates the business, and the people in it exaggerate who you are. And so if you are this type of person, it gets like kind of dragged out and brought into this world as a 10-person team that is an example of you, but at bigger form. And that could be good, that could be bad, or it could just show weaknesses that you have to smooth over.
Okay, let's break this down. I think there's a lot of different there's a lot of different cases. I'm going to pick on a couple companies. I'm going to pick on Justin from Oklahoma Shirt Company. If you've seen Justin at the trade shows, he's got a tribe with him. Usually it's a couple employees, right? Mm-hmm. Saying, or like, he's got an amazing nucleus at Oklahoma Shirt Company. The people around him have been with him. He fosters them. They're part of his family. He nurtures them. They're amazing individuals. And that is a direct reflection of Justin's character. Take that. Now, Justin has maybe 50, 75 employees, all those different people. He might not have a connection to every single one of them, but his goal is that the outer brinks of the company still point back to him. And it's up to the people that he hires to bring really good people around him. Right. Mm-hmm. But I don't think every single person in the organization is a direct reflection of Justin. I think it's your core group of people that are around you. Right. And it's up to those core group of people to do this, to have the same network effect.
But doesn't that core group then also help and hire and retain and want around the same types of people that they are, which was brought on?
A reflection of yourself.
Right.
Yeah. But it's going to be a degree different. It's going to be slightly different. And I think that's okay. You can't take that completely on yourself.
Yeah, that's fair. I don't think it's a bad thing. I do think it becomes a bad thing when you will shy away from the things that you aren't necessarily good at and or, may not optimize the most. Again, when I talk about the sales stuff from before, like, I could have had better quotas. Like we could have set that. We could have held people to that. It wasn't just like setting it, but it was also holding people to that. But again, I don't know, kind of shy away from it. Probably not my skill set and ignore it as much. But having a very sales focused person on there would be able to do that, would be able to hold people accountable, would be able to replace if needed.
But this quote is talking about character.
Yeah. I'm taking it to version 2 as well, which is you as a person and the things that you also care about, which I think is character, but also part is what you're passionate about, gets exemplified in the business too. So yeah, on the character side with people, on the things that you care about and enjoy doing, goes into this, maybe the soul of the business too, and then what the business tends to be good at as well.
And so the correction here is to find people of great character that fill the voids that you've created because of the things that you're interested in.
Yeah, I think you're spot on.
Right. And so don't hire familiar, hire unfamiliar, but hire people of amazing character that can help you in unfamiliar areas. Right. And Bruce, we've had our fair share of strikeouts with employees.
Fair share.
Fair share. We could have an entire therapy session
full episode on that.
Employees that didn't work out. If you think of the ones, and let's think about first degree hires, not second degree or third degree. And I want to talk about second and third degree in a second here, because I think there's some importance there. Of your first degree hires, the ones that didn't work out, was it a character thing, a skill set thing? Did you not vet them properly? Did you not manage them properly? Did you hire them desperately? If you could think of a few, what went wrong?
Is there option D, all of the above? I mean, for me,
catfished.
For mine, I'm thinking of the first 30 people were the ones that did not work out. None of them were skill level based. I think the skill level based issues came later, getting to 50 and now, I mean, Printavo companies, 100 to 110 or so. There's skill level and trying to align that, but before definitely was character driven. I mean, just people that actually cared about the work that they were doing, that didn't sort of reject the task at hand, that I didn't trust my gut on going for, that I didn't know at the time on how to hire, because I feel like that's just another skill set that you have to figure out to get better, like to have a higher percentage, higher hit rate rather. And then our last, large hire was also a character issue too that we messed up on. And so, yeah, I personally think that our hit rate got better, as in, if I was 1 for 1 for bad hires when I started, which I was I was probably 2 for 3 in bad hires. So 1 for 3 for good. I was like 30% hit rate. I think towards, 30 people, I was probably an 80% hit rate.
After you have gone through and have the battle wounds of letting people go or going through bad character, you become a much stronger hirer, a much stronger employer. Fool me once, shame on me, whatever, fool me twice. I think, Bruce, when I see Printavo or your early days, you guys hired really slow, but you were also, like, I specifically think about your engineering team. When it was like, it was really hard to hire engineers, you guys were so picky about engineers, maybe over any other role. But I remember you would tell me about Peter and Neil and doing like crazy hard technical interviews and putting them through hoops to jump through. Why was it in engineering that you guys were so picky about hiring?
To be honest, that part was also because the funnel was so difficult. We didn't have very many top of funnel candidates that went into it. So it was also very slow.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, we tested for technical chops, but also on the other side, the folks that made it through, we still had a couple bad apples and bad characters. So the tests weren't perfect. They were pretty good, but yeah, they were definitely slower. I almost wondered, could we have opened the funnel and done more on the job type testing, and very quickly ran through people that see if they were a good fit or not. So for example, let's say you're hiring someone maybe on the production team. Hey, look, we've got an open work day. Oh, you want to come in? Cool. I talk to them. They seem normal. They passed the basic tests. All right, cool. Hop on. I'm going to pay you for 3 hours, 4 hours of work, whatever it is, and can be able to see. And then I'm going to get a small report card from the person that they were shadowing or working with. And maybe this is on Fridays or whenever the slower day is, if there is such a thing. And could that have been a better solution than trying to increase the hit rate by like more in-depth interviews every time? I don't know.
Yeah.
We never tested it.
At a certain point, the interviews get redundant. The one thing you can't do is undermine the hiring process. And so I think a lot of times we hired in screen printing early on, I would hire desperately. I need a screen printer, so I'm going to take
every time you're desperate for a hire.
You always make the worst hire.
You almost triple the chance, that they're just a total dunce and it's not going to work out.
And so if you have a hiring process, I was just talking to someone about this morning, a hiring process is a period of time with different stages, different people, different responsibility, testing for different things. You should open your funnel and make it as wide as possible, right? You should get 100 applicants, 15 of which will set up a phone interview, 10 of them will set up an in-person interview, 1 or 2 of them will actually turn out to be a hire. But if you don't give the hiring process the time that it deserves and it needs, and you rush through it, the byproduct of that is a bad apple. And is that a reflection of your character? No. Right?
You know how you kill desperation out of the process? You involve other team members that aren't managers.
100%.
That don't feel the process. They don't feel the pressure. Because they're not, for whatever reason, the owner's like, I have to do it. The team doesn't feel that. And when they're involved in it, they're going to say they're going to see you. They're good, right? Like right after the person leaves, you guys like them? You're like ready to make an offer.
Are you talking about that owners will always lean into only the positive things future employees talk about?
Yeah, the optimism is bad. Someone told me, as an owner, you're extremely optimistic all the time. And that's great. You want to do the best for the business, and that's what makes it work long term. But with hiring is the one thing that you have to be the opposite. You have to be pessimistic. You have to hunt for red flags. As in, someone says something that's off base, and you wave the red flag up. You need to talk about that and after. Is that a deal breaker that they did that in the interview at stage 1 already and we're not even working together yet?
They took their jewel out and hit their vape in the middle of the interview and said, oops, sorry.
Was that today for you?
No, but I've had that done before. And I'm like, did you just...
Yeah, red flag alert.
They took a smoke break in the middle of their interview? All right.